Hey there, this news content that you're watching is a 360-degree video. By either moving your phone or using the touchscreen, you will be able to look around you. The scene you are watching right now is a filibuster that took place in South Korea's National Assembly Hall on February 23rd. It spanned an astonishing duration of 192 hours. But you know, surprisingly, the seats reserved for the lawmakers and parliamentary members, they were empty most of the time. While those reserved for the public, right over there, they were filled. So what was this debate even about? This widely covered filibuster was, in fact, about blocking the anti-terrorism bill proposed by the Conservative Party of South Korea. The security bill authorizes private communication surveillance, analysis, and even investigations to South Korea's National Intelligence Service. But according to the Democratic Party, there was an uncertainty about the gathering and use of personal information by the government, as well as high risk of exposing such information, effectively diminishing and questioning basic human rights. We have entered a new era of digital surveillance. That this filibuster was so widely covered and reported was a reassurance of our interest and concern regarding digital surveillance and privacy rights. In the 21st century, your digital assets are more readily available to someone than you know it. Take a look at this man on my left, for example. Look at how many points of information he's risking without even knowing it. His home address, phone number, location, web surfing patterns, even facial recognition technology is getting a better picture of who he is. In addition, he's probably connected to the Wi-Fi. By connected to the public Wi-Fi areas, you are also agreeing to the terms and conditions of using that service. But honestly, who has the time to read those, right? You just want to buy the coffee and get out. Credit cards also give out personal information. This man is purchasing a coffee, but what study groups and market research groups are buying are his spending habits through data, again, address, phone number, age, race, location. You get the idea. Do you see that man in the gray jumper sitting right there, this gentleman? He's on his phone right now. But surveillance has the capacity to wiretap your phone calls and even monitor your text messages. Right behind me is the CCTV. In South Korea alone, there's about 665,000 CCTVs installed, tracking your movement, where you're going, and where you've been. Granted, many of these services make it much more convenient for us to carry on our lives, but a person should know which points of their personal information are being used and how it's being used, because that's your information. The concept of surveillance dates back to the days of panopticons, spherical institutions where a single watchman was able to monitor incarcerated individuals around him in a 360-degree view. Now in the digital age, panopticon surveillance has evolved into a more complex network that allows monitoring of individuals on a much larger scale. Even now, you're potentially being watched by someone or something.